does not have, it only has a regional airport, and so they'd have to probably fly to somewhere like Portland first, and then either take a bus from there, a shuttle of some kind, or maybe a shorter, like a commuter flight.
Nice shot by Donovan. It's gloved up by Server.
Also want to welcome our Oregon Ducks fans to the broadcast. Hope that we are managed to capture names. We appreciate the nameplates on the backs of the jerseys. Sometimes it's tough when there's only the numbers, and we end up looking at the roster and trying to find numbers and names, match up numbers and names.
Yes. Very classy green and yellow.
Yeah,
Oregon
I know. I
jerseys.
recall you like the Oregon Ducks' jerseys.
I want to know if they have a yellow jersey, like their neon yellow. That'd be fantastic. There's a shot from Ethan Light. Rebound. She scores! It's Langenbrunner. Tucks away the rebound. 1-0 Utah.
And here come the Teddy Bears. And of course, tonight is Teddy Bear Toss night. After Utah's first goal, the Teddy Bears come raining out, and I believe Patrick mentioned that the players will then hand deliver them, and visit the kids in one of our, I think it's
Primary Children's
Hospital.
Yes.
Right. And I even see a Totoro, a Ghibli Studio Totoro out there.
And
teddy bears, bunch of teddy bears. I believe they also had teddy bears for sale at the front desk that you could then purchase if you wanted to throw them out on the ice.
Yes.
And look at all of them. There's quite a few.
Yeah, the ones you can get here, they have little Utah hockey shirts on.
Yeah, the little, like, they're white. They're like little polar bears with red Utah hockey jerseys on.
And
scooping them up.
Landon Langenbrunner, Mr. Teddy Bear this year.
Yeah, right, Mr. Teddy Bear. I believe it was Zeke Endy got to be Mr. Teddy Bear for the D2, men's D2. Women have a bye week, so they don't have a game this weekend. And this, of course, is the last game before the winter break for the Utes, and they'll take over a month-long winter break now,
right, before
their next game.
The Utes only travel on the road twice,
right,
in that spring semester, and that will be to San Diego and to Eugene to play these Ducks.
To play the Ducks, right, for the return visit. And that indeed will be the first game after the break. So that weekend of the 14th of January, they're going to head down to San Diego State. San Diego State is also one of the new M1 teams in the ACHA this year.
I wouldn't mind going down to San Diego in January.
I'm sure the boys are looking for. I mean, here we are, Utah. In Utah in January. I think it's 20 degrees outside right now. I'm sure the boys will be looking forward to hanging out in San Diego.
Yeah, that can't be a bad trip at all. That'll be.
Right.
Let's get them in the WCHL, which would actually be more realistic. I think. A school
heading south than heading north.
Well, I mean, it's Arizona. They're not too far from San Diego, and neither are we up here in Salt Lake. I think you'd see a Southern California team get in to the WCHL before you see a Pacific Northwest, just because it's such a remote part of the country up there in the Pacific Northwest. But I'm all for it. I want more West Coast hockey. I want Pacific Northwest hockey. So let's get the Oregon Ducks and the San Diego State Aztecs in WCHL, and let's get some good rivalries. There's a shot deflected wide.
Well, and I have big hopes now that Seattle's got an NHL team, because that facility was specifically designed to support community hockey, youth hockey, community hockey, collegiate hockey. And I believe, Patrick, you told me, right, that University of Washington is going to get to play their home games in that Kraken community.
Iceplex, yes.
Iceplex, yes. So I think that is an important impetus and support for to help raise the level of hockey at the amateur and collegiate levels.
It's Utah with the puck now, played out by Miller to the stick of Ethan Light. It's taken away by the Ducks. They cleared in, they dump and chase. Look at a change as well. Here come the Utes. Long stretch pass just off the mark, but Muller gets it anyways. Has a shot gloved up by Server. That will stop the clock at 16:01.
I think part of the challenge for the Northwest is, we've talked about this, that the West is wide open spaces, and I think the Northwest is also disadvantaged just not having the population that you do as you head down south into California. So, there's an awful lot of emptiness in both Washington and Oregon. You've got your kind of major metropolitan centers around Portland and Seattle, but then outside of that, a lot of it is still farmland.
Right. A lot of just gorgeous scenery up there, too, up in Oregon and Eugene specifically. Pretty cool little city and town up there in Oregon where these ducks hail from. It's Moeller along the boards, back over to Logan Jackson. Nice tape-to-tape pass there across the zone. Pass over to Moeller. It's taken away by Minchin. Now it'll be Utah once again. Gephardt is hit along the boards. Continues to have an active stick and wins the puck. Bricklead sends it in. Dicks a shot. Good save by Server. And it'll be Poltz, the captain of the squad, through the neutral zone. Utah is able to get him to cough up the puck. It's Brickley. Has a man on. Falls down and slams to the boards. Hopefully he's okay. Here comes Jules Donovan. Nice pass, a shot, and doesn't get to the net. It's deflected up and out of play.
Nice chance for Joseph Grilich of Utah to get some playing time, too. He's got probably the least amount of minutes in the Utah. Utah's got, in the Utah goalie ranks, Utah's got 3 goalies. Landon Anderson is, of course, our leading goaler, followed by Rhett Kimmel, and then Joseph Grilich.
Here come the Ducks. Slayton plays the puck forward. It's Noonan now for Utah. Sends a pass over to Arminen. Arminen across the ice for Gephardt to send it all the way in.
I think kind of like last night you'd mentioned as well, we'll be seeing a few different faces out on the ice who, some of the second lines and third lines who don't get to have as much playing time.
Also a lot of new faces just in general.
Right.
These coaches hitting the recruiting trail pretty hard and bringing in a lot of great talent from around the country.
Right. Well, and we have, again, we have a second brother matchup. Now Logan Jackson's joined by his brother Garrett Jackson.
Yes. And now it's sent all the way into the zone. It bounces off the glass in a weird direction.
Miller just missed that chance.
It's Music. Dumps it in. Goes over to Noonan. Sends it around the boards. Here come the Ducks. Nice active stick there from the Utes. It looks like it was Landon Langenbrunner, the goal scorer. Miller, point to point. It's Ethan Light who makes a nice move. Miller picks it up, has a shot stick save by Server. Ethan Light along the boards. He's hit down there. Pass goes through the near side slot, and Oregon gets it out. Here they come. Pass off the mark. Ethan Light's going to try and take advantage. He's brought down there. And it'll be Mitchell for Oregon. Poltz. Stick handles. Dumps it in. That might go for icing or waved off. Went through the crease.
Waved off.
Ethan Light gets his stick on that one, and Utah will dump and change. Michael spins around, has it. And now it'll be Logan Jackson. Gibney, a shot from the point, and
nice shot.
Deflects wide, and that puck goes up and out of play.
So Utah pretty much controlling the pace in this opening part of the first period.
Yeah, looking like a lot better than they did last night. I think they just, like I said, that little break will throw you off a little bit. And, they come out tonight looking very good. And they'll get the big break after this. This is like, we say this like on the broadcast, we've been saying it. This is like that tweener weekend where you have a break before it, that short little Thanksgiving break, and then you have the long break. So some of these players, like we saw at the M2, not necessarily as
a little bit rusty,
as inspired as you would. As you
right.
Would hope.
Perhaps not quite as inspired, right? Because it's like all you get is this one quick weekend, and then that's it, a long break.
And Oregon sends that puck in. Carter chases after it, but it goes to the stick of a Duck. Puck is centered on the boards. Oregon tries to send it in. Maher across the ice. Shot. Good save by Grlich. Donovan able to win the faceoff for Utah. It's Dix. Plays it off the wall and all the way down into the Oregon zone.
Nice to see Dylan Dix back on the ice tonight.
Yes,
in
after serving
uniform.
a one-game suspension.
Yeah, he at the Arizona State game, he and oh gosh, I just blanked out on the player. Anyway, they got into a little tussle. It was right at the end of the game. It was clearly a result of Utah's frustration at not having a better result in that game.
And Oregon takes it over. Platt, Hinensgaard, Brozlovsky. Play a little catch, and he's hit hard in front of the Utah bench by Dylan Dix. And Dylan Dix, one too many hits there. And he's not going to like the call, but I think it's the right one. He gets called for a cross-check. The first hit was clean. Second hit, he went for an unnecessary cross-check, and the captain for the Utes will take a seat for 2 minutes. It's cross-checking Oregon to the power play.
Right, at 11:05, so just about the halfway point of the first period. So let's take a look here.
Chance for the Ducks to get on the board, tie the game.
See if we can see some stats. So it looks like Oregon's having trouble converting on power plays. And Utah, pretty decent penalty killing, 72%, although Oregon's penalty killings.
There's a shot,
better.
A good save by Grlich that's loose. There's bodies going all over the place, and it'll eventually be covered up and frozen after some hits going around there.
Grlich made the save and then got knocked on his back, which is really tough for a goalie because you don't know where the puck is. You can't really see the play, but you can't move because if the puck's between your pads, you don't want to expose it to somebody to be able to tap it in.
And he makes a nice save there. You see Grlich. Face-off won by Utah. The puck sent all the way around the boards and out of the zone.
Clear.
Andres Pultz to Brozlovsky. Here they come. Nice play there by Langenbutter to break it up, but nonetheless, Oregon takes it in. Andres dumps it in. Jackson just sends it all the way back out. Ethan Light's going to beat everyone down there. Server out to play. Sends it the other way to Brozlovsky.
Brozlovsky is one of those speedsters we watched last night, and just as I said,
there he goes.
There he goes.
Across the ice, peels back, dumps it in. Hannon chasing after it, as well as Monroe. Nice hit along the boards there from Utah, and they send it all the way out yet again. 55 to go on the man advantage for Oregon, which has not really had a chance to be too dangerous quite yet.
No, they haven't really organized or put together an organized attack yet.
Hinensgaard back over to Monroe. They'll skate it across the blue line.
I haven't even seen them being able to set up a box of any kind at this point.
And it goes all the way out. It's Monroe. Skates it behind the net. Hinensgaard just out of his reach, and that'll be sent all the way out there. Full length by Noonan. 15 to go on the man advantage for Oregon. One last rush. They'll bring it in with some speed. Here they come. It's the Ducks bringing it in. A shot gloved up, no problem by Grlich.
Yeah, just 7 seconds left in the Utah. I'm sorry, in the Utah penalty. Chris said he watched a video of a home game and said that the Portland fan base, the Oregon fan base is pretty robust. It was like a packed house. It was loud. It was crazy. It's kind of a tiny little municipal type of stadium. He says people were standing on buckets along the glass. He said it was wild.
That's awesome. Love to hear, how hockey's grown up there and how there is a great environment for these guys to play, and it makes it so much better feeding off the energy. And that's what I think a lot of the players here at Utah, they want. The support is great, but a packed house where it's loud and you're bringing the energy, it makes a huge difference. I mean, you can speak, Anita, you can speak to the Utah State, like you said. That place gets wild, and I've heard stories about that place. And
I mean, it's loud enough that even when you're sitting right next to each other, you're shouting. It's
right.
And the fans are really into the game. They're pretty knowledgeable about hockey, and they just love just kind of having organized chants and just, really just giving it to the other team. It's a blast. The environment is just electric.
Right, and that's what you want to see, and it's great to see Oregon having that. And I think they really can. I think it'd be a great ad for any conference. But here's Moeller. I think bringing the energy, that's great support, and grow the game of hockey up there in the Willamette Valley.
Ooh, you even used the term. You've been studying.
Puck goes out of play. Both teams will get a change. Just over 8 minutes to go in the first. Yeah, I'd love to go up there for a game. Maybe when the Utes head up there, I'd love to try and go with. I mean, it'd be cool to see that environment, and it's they're growing. They just entered the M1 level, and like Utah knows all too well, it's tough. The first couple seasons are tough when you're not in a conference. And
really, for their first season at M1, I think Oregon's actually doing pretty well.
I think
they
so.
have won some games against, M1 teams. I think they're doing quite a bit better than San Diego State, who's still struggling a bit.
And, I think they look a lot better than they did last year.
They certainly look better than last year when they came here.
Last year, not to say they were poor, but you can tell they were an M2 team. This is an M1 team. You can tell these are, some big guys out there.
They got skills, yep. Absolutely.
And here they come, 3-on-2 if they hurry. It's the Ducks, and they're offside.
Oh, they're offsides. That's too bad. Nathan Hannon took one little, extra deke move too many, and so his two forwards who were flanking him ended up getting ahead of him too much. And that was a good opportunity, nice little 3 across, but nonetheless, we'll start over.
Face-off won by Utah. It's Arminen sending it up to the top. Oregon takes over. They have a shot. It deflects wide. Mitchell dumps it in for the Ducks. And Utah's able to get the puck. Gephardt was calling for it. Had a little bit of space, but it's taken away by Mitchell, who dumps it in. Hit along the boards by Minchin from Oregon. And it'll be Utah once again. Clements for the Utes, spinning around, showcasing his footwork there. It's Arminen. Slaps.
Wow, nice slapper.
One, and it goes wide. Now it's Donovan. Donovan dumps it in. Right back over to Arminen.
Ooh, he gets ridden into the boards. Yep, by Mitchell.
Mitchell, and now it'll be the Ducks trying to come back the other way. They'll dump it in. They'll change. And it'll be Grlic out to play it. Here comes Dix into the zone, has a shot, hits the post. I believe so. Found a little bit of open space on the blocker side, but couldn't quite convert. Here comes Luke Moeller for Utah behind the net. Good defense there from the Ducks, specifically Slayton. Puck trickles to the slot, and Slayton kicks it out.
Nice
play by Slayton. Here they come. 2-on-1 if they hurry. A shot. Good save by Grlic.
Oh, man. I think Slayton should have passed it off to Glass because Glass was right there.
But nonetheless, a fantastic play by Slayton, who won the puck in the low slot, and then
nifty little bit of footwork there to kick it ahead and then back to his stick.
Keep it on his stick as it was bouncing. He was able to knock it down and keep possession. That's a really impressive play there by 24 in green, Slayton. Michael wins the faceoff for Utah. It's Gibney. Gibney skates it across the blue line. Tries to get it over to Michael. A shot, good save.
A little bit of footwork by Michael there, trying to keep the puck in front of him.
Michael skates it around. Now it's Moeller. Moeller peels back. He's skating with it. Moeller, once again, skates into the slot, but goes right into the triple team. Slayton Platt and Gagan.
We just learned last night, we met Mom Michael, and we wanted to wish good luck to Benji's brother. Now I've forgotten his name. Anyway, he's going to be participating in his first FIS Moguls competition, so good luck to him.
And all the way up there, I believe, is it Sweden or Finland? I can't remember.
It's in Europe somewhere. I don't remember.
Scandinavia, up
Europe
there.
somewhere, but the FIS World Cup, that's, that means he's skiing for international points. I believe he's made the U.S. team, so good luck to him.
Absolutely. That's when I heard that, I thought that was awesome.
Pretty impressive, yeah. And that team is the team that gets selected to go to the Olympics every 4 years, the Winter Olympics.
Hopefully in 3 years' time, we'll be seeing his name for United States and Moguls. And
there you go.
Who knows, maybe in 2030, when the Olympics might come to Salt Lake City, he'll get to compete in his home country. Langenbrunner a shot. It's deflected wide. Bounces over a couple sticks. And now it'll be Oregon coming back the other way. Jackson beats the Duck to the puck there, but it's a turnover.
Oh, now here comes Utah. Miller
Counterattack here from Utah. It's Ethan Light. Peels back. Nice play. So he sends it all the way to the point for Dix. To Music, who has a shot gloved up by Server.
And speaking of international play, the ACHA is going to compete in this year's 2023, not this year, but 2023 in April, World Cup of University Hockey. And that's a hockey championship that is hosted by the European University Hockey Association. And it's a collegiate league that has put together this World Championship, so they're going to be selecting members from the ACHA. Players can go to the ACHA website and fill out a Google form to basically ask to be selected, and I believe the selection will be made by the coaches.
And it'll be played in Romania.
Right, Curta, Romania. I know I'm mispronouncing it, but I'm trying. And the head coach, the head coach and first assistant head coach have already been selected, also from the ACHA. It's going to be Gary Astalos of Adrian and Mike Petruzma of Calvin University.
Of course, Adrian, one of the powerhouses at this ACHA M1 level.
Right.
As that puck stumped all the way in.
And so it will be exciting to see players' names that we know, that we've watched here for the past seasons, participating in this Collegiate World Cup.
Absolutely.
There'll also be a Canadian team going, so it would be kind of a blast. Chris has mentioned this. It would be kind of a blast if we could end up with a matchup between Canada and the U.S. They're in two different pools.
Loose, and the whistle blows. Puck's
awfully
loose.
Early.
And Utah coaching staff not too happy with that, but
Gebhardt was kind of waving his hands, put his hands to the scene like, what? The puck's still in play.
Occasionally you'll see a mistake like that made.
Oh, sorry, that was Donovan, not Gebhardt. But anyway, yeah, it was kind of a little bit surprising for us as well.
Michael takes the draw, and he wins it. Gebhardt has it after the draw. One-time pass, and it hits the side of the net after the shot there from Michael. Michael once again behind the net. Skates with it. Michael continuing. Passes it up to the point to Jackson, who has a shot. It's deflected in front. Still loose. Backhand shot. Good save by Server. Utah controls. Brickley a shot. Ripped wide. Played off the boards there. You would think Utah's on a power play, but just a really good sequence there for the Utes. It's Gibney. Nice head fake at the blue line. Skates in. He's onside. It's taken away by the triple team of Ducks there. And now it's Hinensgaard at center ice. Hinensgaard dances around a player, has a shot, and it goes up and out of play. Utah shooting Oregon to this point 17-6. This is the Utah team we expected to see last night, but they started pretty slow. But tonight they're playing their game. This is the team that we're used to seeing as Noonan and looks to be Dayton Clark getting into it.
Yeah, not sure what was going on there. It was right off the face-off. But yeah, when Utah went down, when Utah ended up being down, was it 2-0 right away?
Right.
That was, Patrick and I were kind of scratching our heads like, what? And it just took Utah a really long time to kind of get the momentum going and, start shifting the score the other way. Now tonight they look much better right off the get-go.
Very much so. As that puck goes down to the zone, it's Monroe behind the net. Plays it across over to Andres, and Utah takes it away. Miller keeps it in the zone for the Utes. It's Ethan Light pushed off the puck there as Oregon sends it across the zone and around the boards. Noonan sends it down low. It's Langenbrunner, who's hit hard along the boards. Langenbrunner chasing after it. Now it's Poltz, the captain for this Oregon Ducks team. As also hometown kid.
Eugene resident.
Andres, long pass over to Gagan, who just tips it, and that will get the Ducks a change. Centering pass off the mark. Oregon tries to set up. Nice little doorstep shot there, but
Jamernick kind of lost his balance because that was heading his way.
Mitchell to Maher. Pass off the mark though. Gephardt skates it in, has a shot, and it's covered up. Very quick whistle again by Server.
Yeah, Utah looks like they're definitely in the driver's seat here. I don't think they're pressing too hard. I mean, it doesn't look like they're in any hurry to try and, really just be overly aggressive, but it looks to me like they're just being careful to make sure that they stick to their game plan and execute their plays fully.
I think you can just tell that they're confident in their, confident in their game plan and their preparation. They're playing like a, much more composed team that, they're kind of playing like we know that, we think we're better than you, and playing with that confidence.
Right. Quite different from yesterday's start.
Absolutely. Here comes Hannon. Has a shot blocked there.
Nice save.
By Dix. Very nice
it was blocked
play.
by Dix. Didn't even get to Grillitsch.
Played it forward, and it's dumped all the way in. Glass chases after it for Oregon. Music.
Dix is just trying to shield the pucks because he knows the clock's winding down.
And that's it for the first period of play here in Salt Lake City. Utah on the board early, taking a 1-0 lead over the Oregon Ducks. We still have 40 minutes of hockey to be played. Come back after the first intermission for more hockey from Salt Lake City. Like I said, Utah 1, Oregon 0. We'll be back after the break.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the hope.
Welcome to Game Day Fun.
Anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
but still hear
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your
Welcome to the arts.
have no trap. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real-world experiences.
We can go to that bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new friends.
We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might fade and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab and walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab and walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that. I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Ooh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this will be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
This is Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
My name is Marguerite Van Komen, and I'm a snowbird ski patrolman. My dog's name is Frank. What a good boy, huh? What a good boy you are. I start every morning waking up and having breakfast with the dog, and then we finish every day having dinner together, but everything in the middle changes. We train them using their own instincts, so instead of hunt for dinner, they're hunting for humans. A lot of thought goes into choosing these dogs. Number one, they've got to be able to handle the cold. Number two, they got to be pretty hardy. And three, we're looking for very high drive dogs. The dog that is going to chew your sofa up at home, we want that dog. The people, the mountain at Snowbird, it's just special. And everything you want to do is here in Salt Lake. Get off the plane, grab your gear from the luggage cart, and within 30 to 45 minutes, you're up here and skiing on snow. You know, Salt Lake is super unique. We have 4 full seasons. So you can come up, ski all morning till the snow gets a little too smushy, and then you go and hit 18 at the golf course at the bottom of the mouth, and then you can go out for a wonderful dinner and see theater. It's amazing how much you can fit into your day. And not only do we have everything that you want to do, but we have great people to do it with. Everyone wants to be outdoors, happy, and go and play. Every day is different, and I love that. I love showing up to work and going, what is on the plate today? Snowbird is my family, and Salt Lake is my home, and Frank is a great part of that. My name is Marguerite Van Komen. I'm a snowbird ski patrolman, and I am Salt Lake.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the home
Welcome to Game Day Fun.
anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your
Welcome to the arts.
have no trip. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real world experiences.
We can go to that bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new friends.
We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might faint and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab and walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab and walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that. I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Oh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this would be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
Welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. This is Patrick McGann alongside Anita Tsuchiya. We've played one period of hockey in Salt Lake City, and Utah leads the Oregon Ducks by a score of 1-0.
So I think Oregon actually is probably pretty happy that the score is this close.
Right.
Although they got to an early lead last night, clearly Utah ended up being the better team. I think now Oregon is probably pretty happy that they're still just within a goal.
Right. Right, absolutely. They are...
And clearly, you know, Utah did control that first period.
They did. They looked very good. They looked like they should have looked yesterday coming out, and now they look a lot better and ready to hopefully end the first half of their season with 2 victories over Oregon State.
They really need the points because losing to Arizona State, the 2 games at home, they've really dropped in the rankings, both nationally and even more importantly, perhaps, in the Western Collegiate rankings.
Right. So, I mean, at this point, like we said, the WCHL, that ship has sailed. I don't think that mathematically, I don't even think it's possible. They might have to, like, literally blow up in order for, well, every other team would have to blow up in order for them to win it. But at this point, you gotta play for the rankings, and Utah's been hovering around, the top 25 last couple of weeks with these computer rankings from the ACHA, and at this point, it looks bad from just like a morality perspective, but shot hits the post.
Wow, you could hear that one up here.
Yeah, but you kind of want to throttle Oregon here. You want to put full throttle to the finish line here, and make that goal differential high so that you pop up in those rankings. But right now it's only a 1-goal lead. Oregon holding their own, very much so still in the game, as Langenbrunner skates this puck at center ice with Broslovsky on his back there. Jackson chases over to the puck, over to Noonan. Noonan to Langenbrunner, who tried to tip it to Ethan Light, but it was poked away. Regardless, Utah ends up on possession. It's Ethan Light, skates back, and puck's poked away. Broslovsky applying some pressure over to Jackson. Jackson backhands that puck along the boards, and Oregon sends it the other way. Here they come into the zone. It's Glass, a wrister that's deflected up.
Nice deflection there by Noonan.
And out of play.
So it's interesting because Utah still, the most recent poll just came out yesterday for the WCHL, and WCHL releases their rankings twice, one day after another, because they're trying to be as up-to-date as possible with the weekend games.
Absolutely.
Utah's still in second place, but what's most telling is if you look at the last column, it lists the possible league points that they could still earn, and Utah has burned through a lot of them. They only have 18 left, whereas UNLV, who's in third, Arizona State, who's tied in third, they have relatively 42 points left and 30 points. So Utah has very few points left, and it leaves them in a position where they have to count on other teams losing as opposed to them being able to win and have control of their own destiny. And 42 and 30 points, that's a lot of points left.
I'm sure that number is Utah, the points lost column. I believe that's probably up into the 40s because they've lost a good number of league points.
Well, it's not 40, but they're at 22, which is hovering up there in the top third.
I think they've lost the most amount of points in the conference to this point.
Well, they haven't quite lost the most, but they're the only one in the top 5 to have lost as many points as they have. All the other ones that are at 23, 25, 22 points lost are down at the bottom of the WCHL.
So Utah, they're holding their own. They did the same thing to GCU. They beat them 4 times, so that helps out their conference schedule, their conference standings.
But they're just running out of chances to climb back up.
And the margin for error is that thin in the WCHL. If you lose 4 games to the same opponent, it's not going to end well for you. You're probably not going to win the conference. Mentions offsides, whistle blows.
And no team ever wants to be in the position where they're counting on other teams to lose to improve their own rankings.
Right.
That's just not where you want to be.
It's not realistic. You can't. You don't control your destiny, as you said. At that point, you're basically just hoping and praying instead of being able to actually change those results on the ice.
So a bit of a sophomore slump this year. That's what I was calling it for Utah. Not really living up to what I'm sure that the coaches at Utah Hockey, I'm sure what they know the potential of their players are. I'm sure the players themselves.
Here comes Armin across the blue line. Skates it in, has a chance. Oh, a nice play.
Boy, he kind of got hauled down there, but no whistle.
Good save by a server. He now covers it up with 17 minutes to go in the second period.
But yeah, so going to be a bit of an interesting fight to the finish, I think, in the second half of this season.
Absolutely, a lot of important games. You do have 4 games against non-conference opponents. Here they come. Here comes Oregon, a shot. Good save by Grlich.
And they're high ranking in ACHA, so these would be important games for Utah to try and win.
And you want to beat San Diego State and Oregon all times you play them. You want to get 2 wins in San Diego, 2 wins in Eugene, and hopefully another win tonight to make 2 at-home wins against Oregon. It's good to win your non-conference games. It won't win you a conference championship, but Utah isn't playing for that. They know they're not playing for that at this point, and playing for a good ACHA ranking is important.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was thinking of the UCO and those games coming up as well. Those are not non-conference. Those are conference, but they're Eastern Division. Sorry, I was a little confused there.
penalty against Utah, interference, 2 minutes, Kenyon Carter to the box. Oregon to the power play.
Yeah, I was thinking of how Utah swept Missouri State and then is going to play Central Oklahoma at home. So,
and I believe those still count against your conference points.
Right.
In the standings.
Right.
But the games against Oregon and
San Diego State
will not count against Utah for the WCHL, but
nope.
I don't think it really, that's neither here nor there at this point after dropping 4 to Arizona State, which is a very talented program.
Boy, they look really good this year, Arizona State does.
And you know what? It's frustrating, right? They're Utah's rival. The rivalry is developed into something that's pretty special, a pretty good hockey rivalry between ASU and Utah. And you know what? It really stinks. You know, they are not happy with that result against Arizona State. And it does them in this season. A shot, good save by Grilich after the tip. And
yeah, that was a zinger by Austin Pultz. And could have easily been tipped in for a goal.
Yeah, really great game so far tonight. Utah playing a lot better, but which is funny because you'd say, well, we're saying they look better tonight, even though the score is only 1-0. Oregon's also playing a great game tonight so far. Server playing a good game in net. There's a slap shot from Monroe. It's tipped wide. And
I would agree. I think Oregon looks better tonight than last night.
They sent a pass to no man's land, and now it's Dix. 2-on-1 if they really hurry. Here they come.
Got Gebhardt on the other
skates
side.
in. Oh, he gets a backhand on his stick. The puck hit his backhand and almost had the angle for the goal, but that was shorthanded chance as well.
And now Gebhardt intercepts.
Nobody home, though, as Utah's killing. Gebhardt just the chaser, or the sweeper, as you can call it. And it'll be Oregon setting up shop once again. Here they come. Hinnensgaard poked away from the stick of a Ute. It's sent in, and Noonan just clears the full length. Here we go for Oregon. It's Gagan to Andres. Andres into the zone.
Jaminik gets hung up at the blue line.
Gagan centering pass goes right through. Andres has some space. A shot. Pad
nice
save Grilich.
Save Grilich.
Utah slaps that puck along the boards, and it stays in due to Broslowski making a nice play. Drops it off for Gagan. Gagan has some space after a defender trips. And
another save.
Good save. Rebound on the doorstep is directed wide, and Carter's back on the ice. Utah's back to full strength. And here comes Utah the other way. Gets it to the stick of Carter.
Carter, he's got some speed.
Here he comes. Carter makes a nice move, and he's pushed.
Andrus
Great defense there from Andrus. And now it'll be Andrus once again on the puck. Andres, and here he comes to Broslowski, and he makes a nice play. Brickley, opposite way to Dylan Dix. Now to Gibney, who peels back. Gibney. Skating. Sends it in. Moeller. Slides the puck to the opposite side. Michaels pushed off the puck. Moeller, high slot. Drops off for Jackson, Brickley has a shot, and it's taken away by the Ducks. Here they come on the counterattack. Puck's in up top by Maher. Glass passes it back to Maher, and he's pinned up along the boards by Brickley. And Langenbrunner's going to skate this puck all the way down as it goes all the way down to the Oregon zone, and Ethan Light going to get there. Drops it off for Miller. Back over to Ethan Light. Nice pass there. Across the zone to Noonan. Pinches forward for a defender there. And now it'll be Strategos. Slayton. Dumped in by Clark. Oh, a chance for Oregon right there on the doorstep as there was a misplay by Grilich. Slayton sizes up Miller along the boards there. It's dumped all the way in. Slayton plays it off the boards. Over to Minchin, who is hit hard there from Noonan. Pass goes to Ethan Light, who sends it back to Jackson, but it's tipped by, looks to be Sanger. Hinensgaard over to Minchin, who's hit hard again by Jackson. Some big collisions here. Ethan Light in the corner. Over to Miller. Miller dumps it in. He'll chase after it. As Miller and a duck there fall down. Ethan Light, nice pass across the zone to Clements, but timing was a little bit off. 6 save by Server after the shot from Clements. Jules Donovan along the boards. Point pass Clements, wrists one, and it's high. Good save by Server. Gloves it up. Clock stops, and Oregon's going to get a change. Utah will opt to keep their current lines on the ice. Donovan will take the draw for Utah. Monroe there for Oregon.
Oregon kind of getting a little burst of speed there, a little burst of offense there going.
Utah wins the draw, Gephardt a shot, and it deflects up and hits the netting. It's out of play. Nice chance after the faceoff there from Utah.
All right, and so looking at the shots on goal, as not surprising in the first period, Utah outshooting Oregon, 18 shots on goal to 6. Now it says it's only 3-1 in this period, but boy, that feels like it's more than that.
Another face-off, taken by Donovan and Monroe. Monroe this time wins it. It'll be Gagan with the puck, kept in by Utah, specifically Arminen. Arminen, point pass to Jackson, keeps it in. Clements winds up a wrister, and it's deflected wide. Brickley another shot, and that's also wide. Clements has it again, opts to send it deep into the zone to Gephardt as Donovan now chases after it. Donovan tries to send it back the way it came, but 2 ducks there to prevent that from happening, and now Oregon is on possession. Nice pass from Monroe through the zone. Here comes Gagan, has Clark, and it's tipped. And it's sent out of the zone, and there's a trip.
Oh, Arminen goes down hard.
And that'll be against Monroe there for Oregon. And unfortunately for Monroe, he's not shaking his head. He knows that.
Yeah, that was a poke check that didn't go right.
He knows that is a
he
trip
was reaching,
clear as day.
Yeah, he was reaching out, and then Arminen just went flying.
And Monroe will sit down here for 2 minutes. Utah back to the power play. Puck played along the boards.
And Utah really needs to do a better job on its power plays as well. Men's too. They're at 14%. Only 7 goals out of 49 chances. That's not very good.
Hopefully the Utes trying to change that on this chance.
That would be good.
Here comes Ethan Light, skates it in. Has a shot sticked away. Nice stick save there from Server. It's Miller. Puck on his backhand. He's got Poltz on him. Poltz playing a good closeout defense there, and there you go. Oregon's able to clear the puck all the way out. Langenbrunner. Over to Arminen. Arminen skates it in. Nice poke check from the stick of Andres, and there it goes. All the way down the ice. Grilic out to play it. He's got Maher on him. Dangerous play, but...
Boy, that was a little bit scary.
Maher able to keep possession there for the Ducks, but nobody home at the point, so they're going to send that one all the way down to their own end for Slayton to pick it up.
Utah
Slayton
having a little bit of trouble getting organized on this power play.
Dump and chase there for Oregon. Long stretch pass there. It's Light. Starts things up from his own zone. 30 to go on the Utah power play. Here comes Ethan Light. Puck played off the boards, and Server's going to come out with his active glove.
Smart play by Server to break that up, because he could see what they were trying to do is set up the box by setting the puck around behind the net, and he just intercepts that and breaks that one up. 22 seconds left in the Utah power play. Not much time left anymore to try and set something up.
Michael, excuse me, taking the draw. Jackson has it at the point. Slap shot from Dix. Good blocker save from server there. Struck that puck the whole way. Was able to see it, make a nice save.
drop.
Nice pass from Gibney over to Jackson. Jackson cross zone pass to Dix, but couldn't quite
a
handle
little
it.
bit too hard.
And Oregon almost had an odd-man rush the other way, but Jackson and Gibney able to get back.
Nice break up there by Moeller. Nice poke check.
Monroe out of the box. The Ducks back to full strength. As now it's Jackson. He skates with it.
And somebody got hung up and kind of dragged Grilich out of his crease. He's like looking at the referees, asking for a call. He's not going to get it.
Utah in the Oregon zone. Gibney pushed off the puck. Now it's Monroe. Here come the Ducks, 3-on-2. Monroe skates it in deep. Centering pass broken up by Gibney.
Slayton had a whack at it.
Nice stick save there by Grilich. Puck sent all the way in. Oregon's going to have to change. It was Noonan and Monroe in a scrum along the boards. Oregon won that scrum. Michael picks it up, sends it deeper into the zone. Pass over to Donovan, couldn't quite handle it. Taken away by Slayton. Nice little couple moves there by Slayton to get that puck in deep. Hannon, shot, gloved up by Grilich. Can't
gets
quite
away
handle
from
it.
Grilich.
And it goes behind the net. Here comes Michael across the blue line, winds up.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, I think it hit the crossbar and went up and out of play.
It hit the crossbar. I thought it went down, but it hit the crossbar and went up because I was looking for it on the ice because we could all hear it hit the crossbar. Even the goalie looked down before he looked up.
I didn't see it where it went out of play, but
I wonder if it snuck through that crack between the netting and the glass because it didn't bounce back onto the ice and it didn't end up in the net.
Yeah, it went straight up.
That was a nice shot by Michael at speed.
Face-off won by Utah. Dix controls, has a shot, patted away. Rebound is gloved right up by the 6'4" server in net for the Ducks.
He's a tall man.
Like we said, Oregon's an independent, but I would think we will still see them in the coming seasons. I would assume that these two programs are probably going to schedule games.
Well, and you made that point that this is the only MD1 team in the Northwest, which actually gives them a bit of a recruiting advantage for local talent.
Right.
They could be recruiting all throughout Oregon and Washington, and even Northern California would be close enough to recruit from, right?
Right.
So, you know, I don't believe we have an M1 team in Northern California either, right?
No, the only M1 team in the state of California is San Diego State.
Right. So, you know, that may help Oregon in terms of recruiting.
Absolutely.
Because even as an independent, you still qualify for nationals.
You can, absolutely. It's tough to do, but it can happen. And, you know.
I mean, who is it? Is it Lindenwood or Adrian? No, Liberty, right? Aren't they an independent?
Yes, Liberty is an independent.
And nobody's going to say that there's anything wrong with their men's program.
No, they're very, very good. Powerhouse over there in Lynchburg, Virginia. Pultz.
So you can have very good success in the ACHA as a men's D1 program and still be independent.
Granted, I think it might be a little bit easier for Liberty just because you're on the East Coast and your travel destinations are closer.
Are closer, right. The travel is what kills you out in the West.
Right. Like we say, it's a big place. A lot of space between cities. Salt Lake is by no means in the same neighborhood as Portland, Seattle, even San Francisco.
Wow, another quick whistle.
And covered up and stop play.
I think the other key for Oregon's going to be fundraising. You know, I don't know what fundraising is like out there in Eugene and the Northwest, but it could be with a smaller town, right? We looked them up. They're like 197,000,
right,
but barely over 1 million if you include the outer lying areas. That's not a lot of population to draw from in terms of fundraising.
I think maybe you get Phil Knight to open up his pocketbook,
there you go.
Nike, owner of Nike.
There you go.
Oregon and Nike almost, you know.
He's closer to Portland, though.
Brother and sister, but the University of Oregon is the Nike school, and that's
true.
Phil Knight went to Oregon, and so.
There you go. Get him to
simultaneous.
Chip in.
You think of Oregon, you think of Nike almost. At least that's me.
Yeah,
And
get him to chip in.
Here they come. Utah, that is. Ethan Light trying to get a shot off, but good defense from Monroe. Music across the ice to Jackson, who passes it over to Miller, but it's off the mark, and his pressure will force Server to freeze the puck up.
So I'm a little surprised that we are just under 5 minutes left in this period, the second period, and Utah still has only got one goal. With only one goal for the whole game.
Right. It's been
I would have expected at least another goal or two from Utah by now. Not that I'm biased or anything.
But it's weird. I mean, like, we're watching this game, and I think Utah's playing a lot better, but they only have one goal, and, nice save by Server.
And I certainly agree Oregon's playing better as well.
Yes, they've both stepped up to the plate, and it's, Oregon probably happy with their, they're obviously still in the game, but for Utah, and especially the coaching staff, a loss to Oregon would really, really hurt. It's a team you expect to beat as the teams that played Utah. Shoot, they score! Utah
Donovan.
back on the board. It's Jules Donovan.
He's there for the tip.
Utes.
He was there for the tip, standing in the right place. Good thing he's tall, too, because that thing was a big stretch for him to tip it in. He actually had to, take one hand off the stick and reach out as far as he could and shove that puck into the net. Let's see, hopefully we'll have a replay. I don't know who shot it from the point.
And Donovan will give the Utes that 2-goal lead, a little bit more insurance later here in the second period.
I guess he heard me. Thanks, Jules.
And now here comes Utah again, and a great defense from Pultz there.
Oh, boy, we got a penalty coming up on Utah.
And Utah will go to the box.
And that
it's a slash.
And that is because, who is that? Gebhardt got hauled down by the Oregon Duck player. When he jumped back up, he hit him in the pads with his stick, and that's what got called. He got hauled down behind the play, and he retaliated, and of course got busted.
And here's the goal again, shot from the point, and it was deflected. It hit, I think, his own skate. We'll see. We might see it again here. Yeah, here you go. Shot from the point. Yeah, he kind of cradles the puck, moves it to the opposite direction, and then just sticks it in the empty net with his backhand. And Utah will take it. Doesn't matter how. There's no pictures on the scorecard.
That's right.
Or in the standings.
There's no extra points for style.
And it's a nice play by Donovan. Very aware of the situation.
It looks like that was Gebhardt who took that shot from the point to have that thing bounce off.
Yeah.
So now, go ahead.
That's a skilled play though by Donovan. He's expecting that he's going to beat the goaltender by making that slight adjustment by, cradling at first and then taking it to the opposite side. And that was wide open.
Minute 18 left in the Utah penalty.
And it'll be the Ducks who will skate it forward. It's Broslovsky. Skates it in. On the power play here for the Ducks, point pass. Or maybe intended to go to the point. Gagan has a shot, it's wide.
Yeah, Oregon now having a little trouble setting up their power play. I don't think their conversion rate's that great either. Let's see. Yeah, they've only got a 12% conversion on power plays. So out of 41 chances, only 5 have resulted in a goal.
Here comes Monroe. He skates in, sends a puck to the slot, and it's deflected wide. Gagan drops it off there for Monroe. Cross ice pass to Mitchell. Monroe winds up. Good block by the skate of Michael. Noonan pins Mitchell up along the boards with some force there. Minchin over to Gagan. Hinensgaard sends it across the zone. Utah able to get it out. Delayed penalty there, maybe against Oregon here. It will be. And Gebhardt out of the box, and Oregon will go to the box themselves. slashing against Mitchell, number 20 for the Oregon Ducks.
So now Utah's turn to go on the power play. Let's see if they can convert. Again, I mentioned this before, only 14%, so really it'd be nice for Utah to up that, improve that ratio.
And face-off is won there by the Utes. It's Arminen. Slap shot by Light.
Woo!
Nice pad save by
Woo!
Server. Langenbrunner skates with it. Point pass to Ethan Light. Shot from Arminen, and it's a good save by Server, who's been having a pretty good game so far tonight.
Two great slap shots from the point. First one by Ethan Light, second one by Jet Arminen. Like flat, low, right? Whistlers.
Very nice plays there. Good setups from Utah, but very good saves from Server. Arminen. Light winds up a shot.
Another
good
one.
save by Server yet again. Keeping his team in it. Light again, a good save by Server. Utah just letting Server see all the rubber tonight.
Right.
Plenty.
Let's just hope that's hitting pads and not finding any chinks in the armor.
Yeah, those don't feel good when it when you find a spot where there's no pads and the puck hits you.
Yeah.
You're gonna,
it doesn't feel good.
You're gonna have it'll leave a mark, to say the least.
Right, it's gonna leave a mark.
Puck dumped all the way in. 1:05 to go on the Utah man advantage. Gephardt. Jackson. Taking his time here, 45 to go on the Utah power play. Donovan kicks it forward. Nice kick there from Andres.
Andres is like quite the. I bet you he plays soccer.
Here comes Jackson. A shot, good save by Server. The puck's loose, and it goes behind the net. Luckily for Server, made a good initial save, but couldn't keep that rebound under control. It's Dix at the point. 22 to go on their power play.
Oh,
and it hops
Michael
over the
was
stick
unable to keep
of
it in.
Michael, and Utah will have to reset. Michael dumps it all the way in. Gibney hit hard along the boards. 5 seconds to go on the Utah power play, and here comes Mitchell out of the box. Jackson. Hannon takes over for Oregon. 15 to go in the period. Utah takes the other way. They might have a chance
Michael
here.
and
Here comes
Donovan.
Michael. Donovan on his right. Michael skates it in behind the net. 8 seconds. Peels wraparound shot, and
Server dives to make the save.
it's a save made by Server yet again, and there'll be 5 seconds on the clock here in the second.
He also dislodged the net as he dove forward. He kicked the net loose. Now this is where Utah has to stay on their toes and make sure that Oregon doesn't score a goal right off the face-off, off the puck drop.
5 seconds to go as they try and get that net back into the ice. They do so. Langenbrunner against Clark in the face-off circle. And the face-off's won by Utah. Dix tries to have a shot, and horn is going to sound.
So Utah goes with a two-goal lead.
They will leave the ice with that 2-goal lead going into the third period of play, as Utah trying to close out a sweep of the Oregon Ducks on home ice before the holiday break. But speaking of breaks, we'll take a quick one here for the second intermission. We'll be back with the final frame of hockey from Salt Lake City between Utah and Oregon after the short break.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the home
Welcome to game day fun.
anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your
Welcome to the arts.
have no trip. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real world experiences.
We can go to that bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new friends.
We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might faint and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab and walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab and walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that, I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? Shh. I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Oh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this would be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
Hi, this is Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
name is Marguerite Van Komen, and I'm a snowbird ski patrolman. My dog's name is Frank. What a good boy, huh? What a good boy you are. I start every morning waking up and having breakfast with the dog, and then we finish every day having dinner together, but everything in the middle changes. We train them using their own instincts, so instead of hunt for dinner, they're hunting for humans. A lot of thought goes into choosing these dogs. Number one, they've got to be able to handle the cold. Number two, they got to be pretty hardy. And three, we're looking for very high drive dogs. The dog that is gonna chew your sofa up at home, we want that dog. The people, the mountain at Snowbird, it's just special. And everything you wanna do is here in Salt Lake. Get off the plane, grab your gear from the luggage cart, and within 30 to 45 minutes, you're up here and skiing on snow. You know, Salt Lake is super unique. We have 4 full seasons. So you can come up, ski all morning till the snow gets a little too smushy, and then you go and hit 18 at the golf course at the bottom of the mouth, and then you can go out for a wonderful dinner and see theater. It's amazing how much you can fit into your day. And not only do we have everything that you want to do, but we have great people to do it with. Everyone wants to be outdoors, happy, and go and play. Every day is different, and I love that. I love showing up to work and going, what is on the plate today? Snowbird is my family, and Salt Lake is my home, and Frank is a great part of that. My name is Marguerite Van Komen. I'm a snowbird ski patrolman, and I am Salt Lake.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the hope
Welcome to Game Day Fun.
anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Sea of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your
Welcome to the art.
have no trip. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real world experiences.
We can go to that bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new friends.
We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might faint and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab and walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab and walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that, I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Oh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this will be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
This is Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
Welcome back to the third period here in Salt Lake City between the Utes and the Ducks. Utah maintaining a 2-goal lead against these Oregon Ducks. And looking to close out a weekend sweep of these Oregon Ducks. Send them packing. Made the long trip down, and last game before the break. Garrett Jackson takes the draw for Utah, but Oregon wins it. It'll be sent all the way down. And frozen up by Grlich, who has stopped all 35 of the shots he's seen tonight.
Right. Well, let's not jinx him. Let's not talk about the S word. Looks like we've got a few new nameplates on the ice. I'm seeing Garrett Jackson and Kawamoto have joined the Logan Jackson team. Oh boy, Here we go.
There was a little bit of a cross check there.
Pretty late after the whistle as well.
Yes, it was. I think Utah would be lucky if they don't skate away with the penalty here. Garrett Jackson again, still out there for the Utes. A shot, it's wide. And Utah goes all the way into the zone there. It was Richards, and the net comes off.
Looks like everybody's okay. Kawamoto crashed into the net pretty hard there.
Arminen, Donovan, and looks to be maybe Music. Dick's out there for the Utes. So is Gephardt. The lines there for the forwards and the defensemen early here in the third period. Gagan hits a shot. He has a hit along the boards, and the Gephardt. Ooh, almost a costly turnover there down low.
Whoops, somebody loses a stick.
Music sends it out of the zone. Clark able to get his stick back. So it flew out of his hands. And it's icing against Oregon. Minute expired here in the third period. And face off one over to the boards. Oregon will take it over. Puck played up along the wall there. Noonan, nice play to keep the puck in the zone. Miller.
Ooh, that's a big hit. I am still surprised that Utah has only managed to score 2 goals in 2 periods against Oregon. But like you said, Oregon's playing a much better game tonight than last night.
They are. I mean, both teams, I think, are playing more to their standard.
Right.
We
exactly.
saw last night that I think Utah came out a little, a little bit soft, and I think it's just a higher level of hockey we're seeing on the ice here tonight between both these squads. I mean, Oregon's putting together a great game so far, and they're by no means out of it, right? They absolutely have a chance to come back down only 2 goals. Remember, Utah
was 2 goals.
Utah was down 2.
And came back.
And came back yesterday, right, and won the game. So that,
Ooh.
Oh, and Oregon, here they come. They might have a chance here. Here they come. Minchin skates it up. Good defense from the Utes. They send it all the way out.
Was that Jackson? I think that was Jackson.
I think it was. Or maybe
it's Brickley.
Brickley.
Sorry, 6-8.
And puck is sent all the way around the boards. Oh, could be a high stick on Brickley, but not quite. Whistle blows. With 17.5 to go in the third, excuse me. Saw the 2 for Utah on the scoreboard. And as we mentioned, it closes out this first semester schedule to open up next semester playing in San Diego, playing San Diego State, another M1 newcomer. Nita mentioned
I think they're struggling. Yeah, they're struggling. Oregon's looking much better than we saw last year. I don't think we played San Diego State last year, did we?
I don't know if we've actually ever played them. Maybe at the one back in the M2 days, but
right.
It's been a long time since we've made the trip down to San Diego, so that'll be an interesting trip for the Utes. Hopefully,
get some beach time.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. I'd like to go to San Diego in January. I don't know about anyone else up here in Salt Lake. But
I think there's a lot of people in Salt Lake who'd probably want to join you.
Yeah, that'd be a nice trip to make. But fun little trip there for the Utes, and hopefully it results in some wins. San Diego State obviously looking to get
nice
some wins.
Save. Ooh, that's going to be a penalty, yeah? Maybe not. Looked like after the play there, saw some sticks kind of flying around behind the net. Nice save by Grilich.
Really nice save. He's had, like I mentioned, I don't want to say the S word, but
he's played well.
Good game from him. I think Server's having a great game too. I think the goals he's given up, I don't necessarily think they're all his fault. I think the last goal from Utah is just a really nice play. He was kind of screened, and then Donovan made a really nice play in front, and so he's playing a really great game tonight. I've been impressed with his play this evening, especially after last night giving up quite a bit of goals against Utah.
We kind of talked about it last night too, that the two goalies with the most minutes actually didn't make this trip. So Server's actually kind of number 3 out of 4 goalies that Oregon could have in the net.
And it's good to, if this is their third string.
I know, right?
Right?
Exactly. His save percentage is actually a little bit better coming in, but he clearly had a lot fewer minutes than the other two.
Who maybe injuries or what?
Yeah, I don't know.
We know all the logistics that go on sometimes with,
Well, I take it back. Not a ton fewer, but he's clearly on the third level in terms of minutes, because Austin Madge is most minutes. Henry Bradford has got 119, and then Matt Server, coming into this game only had 93. So just barely like a game and 2 periods?
To me, that may kind of sound like, he's, a rebound, good shot, they score on the rebound. Oregon gets on the board, and it's number 16, Jimmy Gagan.
Yeah, well, you had already predicted that's all they needed was, get one goal and then get another one, and they're right back in this game.
You're hanging around, right? If you're down 2, that's, like I said, I've been saying the whole night, you're not out of the game. And it feels like Utah has been playing a very good, disciplined game tonight. And I don't want to say they've been dominating, because, obviously they haven't been, but it just kind of feels like they've been dictating the game from opening puck drop. And that's a huge goal for Oregon.
That's a huge goal for
Oregon. To
Oregon.
get on the board. And they get one back here, and only trailing one with 15.5 minutes to go in the third period. You have more than enough time to get back on the board.
And Utah has been outshooting Oregon 2-1 pretty consistently over both periods.
Oh,
so
my
again,
goodness, yes.
Yeah, you're not imagining it that they've been in control of this game, but that's all they need to do is make a mistake, and Oregon will capitalize on it. And it doesn't matter how many shots are on goal. What matters is the one that goes in.
Absolutely right. And here they come. A chance for them again. It's Gagan on the breakaway, skating it in. He scores! Oh my goodness, he made a little move and it just slid in 5-hole, and we're tied.
Boy, he that was an amazing head fake by Gagan on Jurgic, because Jurgic was totally full. Jurgic was ready to slide laterally, thinking he was going to try and go around him, and he instead pushed it right underneath the pads.
Wow, and he was probably waiting for a shot too, and he didn't even shoot the puck. He just let it just go right in.
He didn't even swing. By the time that Jurgic actually was the puck got to him, Jurgic was actually in the net because he backed up too far.
Wow, really nice play by Gagan, and he gets 2 goals in less than a minute to tie the game up for his team.
I think Utah's going to have to kind of wake up here.
And we have a brand new game.
That's right, starting back from square zero.
And that is a huge momentum grab for Oregon. They quiet the crowd.
Yeah, it really did kind of put a damper on the crowd there.
You can see some of the scratches for the Oregon team to our right. They were cheering real loud. Here just comes Gibney. He has a chance, has a shot, and it's shot wide.
Goes wide.
And Oregon looking to beat University of Utah for the first time as an M1 team. As you mentioned, these two teams saw a lot of each other back in the Pac-8 days when both these two schools were in the Pac-8, when this M1 team used to be the M2 team.
And if I remember correctly, Oregon, had a pretty good run back in the M2, which is what qualified them to come to M1.
Right. They've won quite a few. I think they went on a big run of winning just Pac-8 championship after Pac-8 championship. And I mean, oh my goodness, I am just 2 quick goals, and
I'm still kind of going, wow, what just happened?
Oh my goodness, right.
I think Utah is also kind of sitting there thinking, what just happened? I think they're a little bit stunned as well.
Yes, I'm up here stunned. I mean, not to say that I didn't think Oregon could get back in it, but just so quickly, a shot, good save, rebounds loose.
Whoa.
And it goes wide.
Jamernick almost backhanded that in.
And Oregon now on the attack. Utah's, like Anita said, they got to wake up.
Yep.
And
oh, centering pass goes wide.
Oregon breaks it out now. And you know that they're excited to be in this game, and they're bringing the energy down the stretch here in the third period. Dish it over to Moeller. Moeller, a shot, stick save by Server. Plays it up to Gagan. Noonan, wrister, and Broslovsky takes over. Wow, nice move by Broslovsky. Nice stretch pass. Gagan again on the breakaway. Gagan, good save by Grilic.
Now this time Gagan did more of the thing that we were expecting the first time. I think maybe he's trying to fool Jurgic because he went low the other time. This time he went for more of the classic, trying to get it up in the corners, but just couldn't hit the corners.
And that's 2 breakaways for him in the last couple of minutes here. He's finding the open net. The stretch pass there from Oregon, they are connecting on those.
Right, they're really starting to put something. They've got something working for them.
They do, and I think it's just like it sounds so cliche for me to say this, but the momentum, they are now inspired to be in this game. You know, that they were fighting all game and hanging around, and all of a sudden you're actually in the game.
Right.
And you're like, oh, we're here, and we can win this thing. And it's cliche, but it does wonders for your squad on the ice when you have that will to win. We talked about it in the M2 game. Washington, they just willed their way against the Utah M2 team. There's a shot, deflects wide.
And I think it's important to remind everyone, too, that you made this point as well. We cannot afford to lose. Utah cannot afford to lose to Oregon.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely right. That's a team that you got to beat. And we're not saying that because Oregon's this easy pushover team. We're just saying it because...
Well, Utah's in a fight for their life for rankings. I mean, we're teetering on the bubble right now, and Utah really needs to beat these teams like Oregon so they have a chance of maybe splitting with some of the teams that are up higher in the rankings. They can't afford to lose these teams who are below them.
Right, because that hurts you that much more when you lose to a team that I think that comes into effect, like that team's ranking and how much you lost to them by, and the goal differential and all these things. In Utah, they started the season, I believe, at 8.
Yep.
They are now at 20.
They opened the rank at 8, and they have dropped out. They have dropped every ranking they have dropped, unfortunately.
Yes, and that's we don't like saying that here because obviously we don't want to necessarily talk about that, but we're honest, and that's what's been going on here with Utah, and a loss to Oregon would really hurt as there's a penalty being called
on somebody.
Yeah, it looks like he's pointing to the Oregon player as a hold potentially.
That would be odd if it was a. Well, I guess it's around the net, so maybe he was trying to defend against the shot opportunity. So
Mitchell.
Yep,
like.
Mitchell.
This will be his second penalty of the night, I believe. So Utah goes to the power play. It's a big chance for them to get back on the score sheet and attempt to take the lead. And we're just waiting for the score sheet or the scoreboard to add that penalty. They do.
There they go.
We'll drop the puck. Andre sends it up to the point. Langenbrunner and Arminen play catch. A slap shot blocked by Broslovsky, and he's feeling it.
Wow. Oh!
Really feeling it. As you can see him just limping off the ice.
Oh, boy.
Definitely hit a part of his body where there wasn't a pad.
Oh, yeah.
And he's hurting.
Yep, that's going to leave a mark.
He's going to, yeah, world of pain. There's a nice play by Utah. They skated in a shot and a good save by Server.
Yeah, he had that angle covered all the way. Who is that, Miller back there? He was looking at the ref. I think he was looking for a penalty. Not going to happen.
Yeah, Utah going to have to make do with what they got here and use this next minute and 27 to hopefully vault themselves into the lead. So there's a shot sent all the way down the ice by Oregon to waste some time here. Dix, a turnover, but luckily Jackson was in the area. It's Mickle. Michael dishes it over to Gibney. Dix, nice backhand no-look pass to Jackson. Point to point, there's a shot by Donovan, and it just goes wide. Utah on the attack now, 45 to go on their man advantage. It's Michael again. Dix, head fakes, shoots, good save by Server. Bounced around, but eventually gloved it up. Makes a big-time play. You don't want that puck bouncing around and getting loose.
So we're kind of in a nail-biter. I don't think we weren't expecting to fall behind the first game of the evening, and now we're in a nail-biter with just 10 minutes left to play. I don't think we were expecting this either.
I wasn't. I mean, this is a great game so far.
I don't think we expected it to be a cakewalk, but I'm pretty sure that Utah, as well as, Utah's coaches as well as players were expecting to have this game sewn up by now.
I agree, and I think they wanted to, will their way to that victory.
Yeah,
and
maybe that's what's happened. Maybe they kind of got a little complacent, a little bit too confident, overconfident, and didn't give Oregon enough credit for being able to make this comeback, which clearly now I think they're going to have to take that into account.
Yes, yeah, it's like you said, it's a nail-biter down the stretch here. We're halfway through the third period, and we're tied. I mean, one bounce away from Oregon taking the lead. I mean, and Utah, but that's not a position you want to be in down the stretch. Here comes Monroe. Has a shot. Oh,
jeez.
Good save by Grlich.
And it's a good thing there was nobody on that far post to pick up that rebound.
Mitchell out of the box. Here comes Ethan Light. Makes a nice move, skates it behind the net. A shot. Good pad save by Server.
And Oregon back to full strength.
Clark skates it forward. Looks like it was Jackson along the boards there. Cole Music.
Oh!
Looks like Light lost an edge, but he kept possession and he'll just dump it in.
Jump back up.
Andres. Hit along the boards, and Utah will do battle. Shot from the point by Noonan. It's off the mark, but it'll bounce all the way out of the zone. And Dylan Dix out there. Now Utah forced to play their top players here. Down the stretch, Kawamoto spins around by Mitchell. Pins him up. Good job there by Kawamoto. The scrum ensues, but Oregon ends up with it. Nice play by Thornton. Noonan dumps it in. 8 minutes to go.
And of course, if we end up in a tie, we're going to have to go to a sudden death overtime.
And Hens. Oh, nice play there.
We haven't had a tie yet, have we? Utah hasn't had it.
I don't believe so.
Being in a tie yet.
Not this season.
Not this season.
And of course, it's not a conference game, so even in the conference, I believe it does. The post regulation play matters, right? For the points, or is it?
Oh, for the conference, right. So,
but this isn't the conference game, right?
Right,
so
right. So it's ACHA, so
right.
I think then the points will matter. So in the Western Collegiate Hockey League, once you're through regulation time, the overtime win, or if it's a shootout win, doesn't give you better points. It's just
And I believe
it's just
in the rankings,
scored as a tie.
I think the rankings are like that too. That where after regulation, they don't care about the post game result. I think the ACHA rankings only take into account win, losses, and ties.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. It's a little confusing because I know that the WCHL, they do actually separate regulation time from overtime or shootout wins and losses, and they actually track that. But in terms of the actual rankings, I think you are right. I don't know. I'm not very good at stats. For somebody like watches as many stat-heavy sports as I do and tries to like keep track of all that stuff, I'm not very good at figuring it out.
It's
Chris likes to say he takes off his socks and his shoes and socks so he can count on his fingers and toes. I kind of feel the same way.
Donovan, nice shot, and it's a lot to keep track of. How the results matter for a conference and for the rankings, and at this point, Utah probably more concerned with the rankings than the conference because, as we said, the margin of error is so small that those 4 losses to Arizona State, yeah, you're probably done in the conference, right? Because those are really key games you have to win.
Yeah.
And, dropping them, and we talked about it at the break, like,
yeah,
the margin for error in this conference, because it is such a quality conference, is so small.
Close, right?
So small.
It's not like the women's WWCHL or even the Pac-8 where there's quite a bit of difference between the top and the bottom teams.
A lot of parity and right. And that's not what you want. You want a lot of skill and
you want a lot of skill, like all grouped up at the top.
Right. And I think we have that. I mean, oh my goodness, Utah. You get excited at the top of the standings, and we talk about how they haven't earned their keep of points and don't have a lot of points remaining. And I love how that how the commissioner, Christopher Perry, does those standings. That's the most organized sports standings I've ever seen.
It's very detailed. Yeah,
Yes.
It's very, very detailed. He also told me what's interesting is that every division, because the way that ACHA is structured with different commissioners for every division, each division has their own system for ranking. So it's not a consistent ranking system. It'll be different for D2 men. It'll be different for D1 women, D2 women,
right.
D3 men. They're all slightly different. I mean, they might be the same, but it's not on purpose. They're not trying to standardize all on one ranking system, which I thought was interesting because I didn't realize that. I thought it was all standardized. It's ACHA. They all fall.
Right.
That's not true.
You would think, but
yeah, you would think, but that's not true.
That's ACHA.
There I go thinking again.
Yeah. It's the ACHA. I mean, it's a monster organization. There are actually hundreds of teams.
Yeah,
literally.
They actually this year the ACHA did something kind of interesting. They posted on their home site, and it's kind of interesting, a map that is basically a Google Maps that shows where every ACH club is. Now, it's not quite up to date, but it's pretty impressive. They also have an Excel spreadsheet that lists every team in the ACHA, and I think the spreadsheet might be more up to date than the map. But it is indeed hundreds of teams
literally, right.
across,
and we're not
across the United States.
And if you count, different levels too.
Right, the different levels. Exactly.
And
well, even just men's D2 alone, there are over, I think there are close to 200.
Yeah. I was scrolling for the scores to find the game center.
Yeah, that takes a long time.
I'm scrolling for like an hour. There's a shot, good save. It's still loose in the slot, and Gagnon ends up with the puck. He skates it forward. He scored 2 goals tonight for Oregon so far. He skates it in and has a shot, and it's deflected. But just to back up to put a cap on those standings we're talking about, if you're a WCHL fan or you're just a parent of a Utah player watching, and you want to know where they're at in the standings, go to Twitter and go to the WCHL Western Collegiate Hockey League. Just type in that in your Google search bar. That's what I typically do, Western Collegiate Hockey League Twitter, and you'll scroll on their feed and find those beautiful standings that I'm talking about. I mean, perfect. I mean, literally anything you want to know, any little stat, it's in there, the team stats. So
yeah, somebody goes to a lot of work to make sure that those are getting put in, and I believe it's the commissioners of the various conferences within the ACHA who are responsible for submitting those things.
And here come the Ducks. Hidden's guard is offside.
Offsides, yeah.
And, oh, boy, don't get caught into anything you don't want to get caught into.
Yeah, we don't need, oh boy, here we go.
Oh.
We don't need anybody sitting on the bench right now in the last 3.5 minutes of the game.
Right. Man, under 5 minutes to go. Can you feel the tension? Can you cut it with a knife?
And, you know, again, you said it really well. I think the crowd is kind of stunned into silence. I think it would really help the Utah team if the crowd got into this. That would really help. But boy, they're
Big
just
hit
kind of subdued right now. It's kind of spooky in here.
Yes, you know, whatever it needs to happen. A big hit, obviously a goal, but to get your crowd charged up so you could score that goal, make a big hit, do something. It's a little bit quiet. One-time pass sent to the center. It's deflected wide. Here come the Ducks the other way. Glass. Forward pass to Maher. He skates it in. It's Glass. Down low. Has a shot. Good pad save. It's loose in front. It's still loose. Utah able to knock it out of there. And now it's Brickley, who stick handles and flips it up and out. Now it looks like Oregon is dictating play. I've been looking more to my left than my right last couple minutes here, and I think it's.
I think Oregon's really swarming. I was just trying to look up the shots on goal, and you know, it's funny because Oregon is now out shooting Utah 13-8, and I think that's happened in the last 8 minutes, 9 minutes of this game.
It's.
I think it was pretty even until those 2 goals by Gagnon, and ever since then, it's been Oregon all the way. And Utah really is going to have to step up their game because they're not just on the verge of tying this game. I'm afraid to say they're on the verge of making a mistake and losing it.
Yes, I mean Oregon.
Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat, or snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yes, very true. And who knows? 3 minutes to go. It's Michael behind the net for Utah. They're going to fight their hardest to try and get one more before the end of regulation here.
You bet.
Because a tie does hurt them. Oh, my goodness.
I didn't even see that. What happened?
I did not see either. I just heard the net slam. I was following the puck.
Right. I heard the sound of the net slamming, and I hope Server's all right.
Yeah, I hope so, too.
Hope it didn't clip him in the head or something.
I guess that's what we get for watching the puck, right?
Right. Now he's checking his stick because I also heard, I heard kind of a crunchy noise.
Really? Oh, okay.
So I'm wondering, he's checking his stick.
And Oregon's trying to change, but the referee already gave the signal, so I
don't think they're allowed to change now.
Right, that referee puts his hand up, and after that, you're done. You can't change. The Oregon coach isn't too happy about it.
Right, and we're not seeing a penalty. I wonder if maybe just Server, as he was trying to follow the puck, just backed into the net and then ended up kind of underneath it and it flipped over him. But boy, that was scary.
Yeah, it was. That was a loud noise.
That was a loud noise.
Yeah,
I don't see a replay.
Not sure. Maybe we'll.
Not sure if we want to see a replay.
Yeah.
Maybe too frightening.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, my goodness. So it looks like Michael got checked.
Into the net.
Into the back of the net, and then it tipped over. I think he realized he was heading straight for this hard steel post, and he was trying to get out of the way by jumping, and it tipped the net forward.
So Oregon calls a timeout, and I think that might stem from the fact that when the referee puts it, the referee will only stand in front of the bench, put his hand up. When that's done, you can't change.
You can't change.
You're done.
Right.
And so
making it very clear.
Oregon's actually taking a penalty or a timeout so they can actually change.
And I think Michael also broke his stick on that because there's like
a little fragment of something.
Sticks around there, and they brought a broken stick over. Oh, he is getting a new goalie stick.
Yeah, so you're right. It's splintered or something.
Yep. Maybe when the frame came over, it smacked his stick and cracked his stick. Oh, man. You think player sticks are expensive. Goalie sticks are really expensive.
And they don't break often.
No, they don't break very often at all. I don't know if I've ever seen a goalie stick broken.
Yeah, I don't think so either. A first for the both of us.
So, is this an official timeout?
Because it's taking a really long timeout.
Okay, because it seems like it's taking a really long time. Now I see the clock's wound down. Okay, so boy, it's taking a really long time. And of course, now both teams out of timeouts.
Yes, down the stretcher. That's important. And faceoff will be in the Oregon zone. Utah going to try and win it, but Oregon does so. That's a big face-off win for them. They try and clear it out, but Utah takes it over. Here they are. It's Moeller behind the net. Stick handles. Can't quite get a pass off because Poltz was in the way. There, down goes Monroe. And out the puck goes. Carter chased it down. Won't go for icing. Didn't quite get there in time. Across that goal line for it to be icing. It's Logan Jackson. Gibney. Ooh, puck hits the stick. It's turned over. Here comes Clark.
Oh,
and
man.
it's, just offside. Oh, my goodness. Offside. I think Utah gets lucky there. I don't know if that was offside.
Boy, that was awfully close.
Very
if it was.
close. Yeah, I don't know if that was offside.
I mean, I think him going up, reaching up, and grabbing the puck was the whole point, was to keep everybody on sides.
Yes.
And I thought he was successful, but apparently not.
I thought so too. I don't know. I don't think that was an offside call. And the Oregon coach his players were mad. And he's like, stop.
Yeah, right. We can't get a bench. We can't get a bench minor right now.
As to this point, if I'm correct about those ACHA rankings, a tie would still really hurt Utah. Anything but a win. So anything, a goal in this next 100 seconds, if there isn't one, there's a penalty.
Oh boy, it's going to be delayed. It's going to be against Oregon.
And here's a chance for Utah.
Yep,
Here
and there goes Grillage.
Shot, and it's up and out of play. Ooh,
too bad. Wow, hope everybody up there in the concourse is okay. Too bad for Utah, because that would have been a great opportunity to get an extra man on ice with no penalty. There's no downside to that one.
Hannon talking to the official, who doesn't really look like he's having it. And that is a big penalty.
1 minute, 30 seconds left in this game.
Whew. Exhale, breathe.
Yeah.
It's a tight game, and
I didn't see the hand signal.
I didn't either.
We were too busy getting excited about the fact that we were going to get a power play with the last minute and a half of the game.
Timeout, Utah. They're going to try and set some up. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go in regulation time. And there you see Coach Feeney talking to his players. I don't see the whiteboard, but definitely talking shop. And
so this is interesting. Who called the timeout?
Utah.
Didn't we call? Oh, that was the men's too.
Yeah, the early.
God, I'm so confused already. Sorry about that, folks.
We've been here for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long weekend. Shoot, I'm looking up the penalty still here. Whew. Cross-checking for Nathan Hannon. And I didn't see that penalty, so don't know what had happened, but this is crucial for Utah. Here's their chance.
Absolutely. That's a great point. This is your chance to have the man advantage for the rest of regulation, and then you get 30 seconds of it in overtime if that goes to overtime. And Oregon, that's the story so far, I think. 2 quick goals to get this game tied. And Utah bench getting into it. Langenbrunner, Maher in the face-off circle. And Oregon controls, but it's turned over. Ethan Lloyd at the point. Winds up, it's wide. Arminen will skate over. Arminen, Langenbrunner has a shot deflected, and
I think it
goes
actually
wide.
bounced off of whoever was laying down on the crease there. I think Gebhardt was down the ice. I think it bounced off of him.
Arminen can't quite keep it in. 1:05 to go. Oregon pressing hard on this kill.
Right, they're gonna be checking all the way because they don't want Utah to get organized at all.
Right. 1:25 on the power play. 53 to go in the game. Utah kind of out of sorts there in the offensive zone. They're going to have to reset. They have 45 seconds to do so. A long pass is turned over. It's Monroe. He skates it in. The numbers aren't there for Oregon. They're killing, but it'll still waste time for them to get this game to overtime.
And there's Gaggins in the mix, and he's always going to be a dangerous threat as long as he's in the Utah zone.
He's the reason this game is where it is.
That's right.
Arminen, 2 goals for Gaggin. This period to get Oregon all square with Utah. 18 to go. Light down low to Miller through the slot. Nobody home. And Gagan dumps it all the way out.
Utah's
and
just not looking organized on this shift, on this power play shift. And they're going to lose this opportunity. It's going to go for naught.
Oregon a chance at the buzzer in it.
Jeez.
You're
Almost
lucky
went
if
the
you're
wrong way
Utah.
because Gagan was right there waiting for that one. He just got by him.
And we're going to go to overtime, but I think this will count as a tie in the ACHA computer ranking.
Yep, unfortunately, and that is not a good outcome. You'd already said it. That was not the outcome. Utah, that goes against Utah. That's going to be a
game,
ding for Utah.
A game you have to win.
Yep.
And
these are those must-win games, absolutely, because you still got to face Arizona, UCO, UNLV. We haven't faced UNLV at home, so.
Yep, and you've already lost 2 to UNLV. Like you said, UCO, they're the defending conference champions. They are the runner-up in the country.
Right.
They went to the championship game last year. So it doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier. And not to say that Oregon is easy, but it's a game that you expect to win because, you know, there were teams that expected to beat Utah when they were that newcomer to the M1 level. And Oregon hanging around here in Salt Lake City, and they would love nothing more than to go home for the holiday break on a high note and get the victory.
Yeah, and if I understand correctly, the overtime is 4-on-4, right?
That's a good question. I
think it's 4-on-4.
It looks like there's 3 skaters out for Oregon right now. They might have adopted the NHL rule when they switched to 3-on-3. It looks like, we use 4-on-3 because of the power play for Utah.
Oh, okay. So 4-on-3, but a power play for how much longer? Not very long.
About 30 seconds, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe. And it's big. And so at this point, I think like I said, it's a tie officially. You can still get the moral victory, I guess.
Right.
But,
right.
Yeah, it's.
Well, I think Utah still needs to win just because it's gonna. I still feel like it might affect their rankings because Oregon's, strength of opponent, I guess, is the thing I'm trying to say, right? That, them being ranked 31st. I think that's still. Maybe it's just purely math. I could be wrong. So is it a 5-minute sudden death?
5
I thought it was 10. Is it 5
minutes sudden death, and I believe we go to the shootout if it is still tied after these 5 minutes.
Right, only one
seconds.
overtime period, not multiple overtime periods. And it is indeed sudden death.
And Oregon wins the draw. Big face-off win for them. They're just going to dump it in and kill these last 25 seconds on their penalty.
Right.
And here come the Utes. Ethan Light at center ice. Play broken up. Dix at the point has some space. He shoots. No goal.
No, wow. I can't believe that just barely missed.
Ooh, the puck goes up and out of play. And 3 seconds remaining on the power play for Utah. As Hannon will come out of the box, chomping at the bit. And here we go. Face-off won by Oregon, but Utah will control.
And that's it.
Ethan Light, Oregon back to full strength. Will skate 4 skaters till the next whistle. Utah with the puck. Down a low slot. It's loose.
Server kind of loses that.
You might want to let Server grab that, but they're able to get it out and clear it. Hannon. Gephardt takes it over. Ethan Light has a shot. It's high.
Whoa.
Nice pass from Mickle across
Another
the
good
zone.
shot attempt by Ethan Light.
Michael with it. Peels back. To Gephardt. Pad save by Server on the doorstep.
Good shot by Gebhardt, but good save by Server.
Ethan Light again. Cycles in. Has a shot. Gloved up by Server.
Nice glove save by Server. He was a little bit out of position. He hadn't gloved that would have been in.
It's like, yeah, he makes a really nice save. He's been keeping his team in it all night long.
Yeah, yes.
He's been having an excellent game.
Yeah, yes.
And like you said, there's 3 goaltenders for Oregon. They might have a difficult decision to make. Langenbrunner will take it for Utah, the draw, and he's able to take control after Maher won it in his direction. Langenbrunner, point pass to Logan Jackson, centers it. Good defense from Maher to tie up Arminen to keep that from going anywhere. Here comes the puck all the way down the zone. And Grelic need to make a decision there. He makes the decision to play the puck. You can't half it. That's where goals come in those types of situations. But Langenbrunner takes it back. Utah able to get another player out there. Dix. Pass over to Langenbrunner, and it's turned over. Henningsgaard for Oregon. And, ooh, no tripping call.
No, boy, we got lucky.
I think that's
Utah
lucky.
got lucky on that one.
Here comes Oregon. Henningsgaard. Centering pass in front. They score! The Ducks stun the Utes on home ice.
2 minutes,
and
49
win
seconds.
the game. Nick Slayton puts in the game winner.
He beat Grilic all the way. He took his time, skated across, looked for his opening, backhanded in, and got to tip our hats to Oregon. That's an upset for sure, but got to tip our hats to Oregon.
That's a big upset. Tip your caps to the Ducks.
And they earned it. They fought their way back and earned it, absolutely.
I can't say it any better than that. What a game. Oregon comes back from down 2, and they win the game, stunning the crowd.
Stunning victory. I would say that's a pretty good assessment.
As that was a beautiful goal. You can't set it up any more perfect than that, as Anita said. And Utah going to go into the holiday break with a loss that's going to sting a little bit. But about halfway through overtime, Oregon's able to break through and complete what was a very impressive comeback. But that is all the time we have left in this broadcast. We thank you for tuning in this whole first half of the season. And we'll see you back with more Utah hockey next semester. Have a good holiday. Thanks for tuning in. The Utes salute their fans. We salute you. Thank you for watching. We'll be back.
Everyone, please take care during the holidays. Stay safe. Hug your loved ones.
And yes, can't say it any better than that. Like we said, it's Anita Suchia. It's myself, Patrick McGann, signing off from Salt Lake City, saying so long. Good night. Happy holidays. Oregon victorious over Utah in overtime, 3-2.